Yeah, I'm just going to quickly summarize what we had previously discussed so we can, structure this conversation and, conclude it quickly because it's getting late. So the first, Peter and Thomas, what I discussed with the two of you was that Thomas has made a number of allegations and he's provided us documents in support of them. What we want to do is help him basically particularize some of those allegations that he's made to us over several conversations and in support of which we have documents that he's provided, and then clarify through those particularized allegations that the conduct of which we are complaining falls into a pattern of conduct, and there are inferences that can be drawn from that pattern of conduct. Now, Thomas, I don't think I have to go through each allegation again now. We will just put that in the document, the main allegations that you... Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, can I ask something?
Yeah.
I was looking at those Joan Jenkins videos again, and one of them shows the inside of a fellow's right arm with a key tattooed on it, and one could be held to be Howard Bowles' voice in it. No, I'm not sure if we need voice.
No, I think, okay, so in terms of that particular video, I think
there's 9 different videos.
Yeah, okay, so let's say in relation to those cluster of videos, firstly, if you can clarify this if I'm misunderstanding it, you got those videos through a platform called Seeking Arrangements, is that right?
That's correct.
So you had created a profile and she had created a profile, and she or you invited the other person to communicate, and then there was subsequent...
Yeah, we initiated communication. We met once for a coffee in the city. She was a senior associate at Hunt & Hunt.
Yep.
And she told me what she would do at lunchtimes. And that would be have sex with whoever wanted to have sex with her from the offices. And I just took my leave from that. That was not something that I was interested in.
Okay, and
taking further, especially.
It was after that she sent you the videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, unsolicited videos through Kit.
Okay, did you express anything to indicate your rejection or your discontent with her?
I just went silent. There was no real further contact with her.
Okay.
And then when there was a judgment in the probate court went against me for a client who had Asperger's, at least Wattie versus Wattie. Look that case up. WATTIE versus Wattie. It went against me. It was our barrister drafted the pleadings, and they threw the book at me. The judge threw the book at me. And
so Wattie versus what? Wattie versus
Wattie. So the girl versus her uncle and auntie. So basically, she wanted her estate, which was 1.1 million. And basically, the judge said, "You're not allowed to have your estate."
Which year was this?
Oh, about 2020.
And do you know the citation by any chance?
No, it's the Supreme Court, SC something. Anyway, the legal board tried pinging me that on me as well. I said, it's not my call. If the judges make a determination, she's now since resigned. And then she contacted me, this Joan Jenkins, while she was at Hunt & Hunt, saying, I'm so sorry, and it was a bad judgment, and that was about it. Next, I saw her LinkedIn profile in 21 on the legal board. As a lawyer in external investigations, I sent her a message, hi or something on LinkedIn, and she just blocked me.
Okay. So Wattie...
That's where it ended there. So there's nothing that we had any further contact. That was about it. I just didn't take up her offer, and I felt that she was a bit annoyed that I sort of had rejected her.
So you saw her profile on LinkedIn, and it indicated that she was working at the board, and this was in 2020.
Yeah. 2021, I think. I'll have to check the photo when I took it. I think it was 2021 or something.
Okay, so
And then it's just all blocked.
okay, so I think in relation to that particular thing, the like the relevant stuff that you can raise against her and the board, and the board for having her there, despite you raising a complaint about it. So when did you raise a complaint about her having engaged in previous improper behavior with you?
I was through Glenn. Glenn contacted Howard Bowles.
Okay, so this was in 2021?
This was in 2023, 24 last year. It was April 24 when it's in the correspondence from Glenn.
Okay.
That he wrote an email to Howard about.
Yeah, I have a copy of that. So how long was Jenkins involved in your case?
She'd been involved the whole time until Glenn wrote the contacted Howard, because the letter from Mr. Wolf at Baker McKenzie says that Jenkins and Howard Bowles have now been taken off Glenn Sexton's matters and my matter. Okay,
but when did their involvement begin in your matter?
I don't know. I've never had any correspondence from her, but they admitted that she was working on my matter, unbeknownst to me.
But which matter is this? Like which particular...
It's the Legal Services Board when they took the business, the external intervention.
Okay, and which...
In October 23.
In October 23, okay. So...
In October 23.
And when had that particular issue started? Like what was the ground on which they took the business? Was there a...
They took it because they said they're investigating my mum's estate for 5 years, since January 2019. And they said the criminal charges that I was facing at the time also gave them rights to just take my business.
Okay. Do you have a copy of that letter?
Yeah.
Have you sent that to me yet? Or?
Yeah, 12th of October letter, yes, I did send it.
First of all, did they inform you who the new person was?
Where? About what? About...
Who was taking over from Joan Jenkins and Howard Bowles?
No, nothing's happening.
Okay, so that's the other thing, that even after you made a complaint against those people, what should have happened is the whole process should have started afresh, because now it had been tainted by what those people had done. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
If the new people coming in are just going to enforce what those people had done, then what's the whole point of removing them in the first place?
That's right.
So basically, the process should have started afresh. The decisions that have been made should have been reconsidered in light of the extraordinary, involvement that you guys had and the allegations that you had made. And I'd say the allegations were conceded because of the letter that they've written. So they didn't do that. And fourthly, and this is also, I think this is the most important part. What you did was made a complaint against those two people, or that one person, sorry, Joan Jenkins. They didn't acknowledge that they're going to investigate your complaint. They didn't actually open an investigation against Joan Jenkins. And then, yeah, exactly. So that's the other thing, that they refused.
They threatened us actually in the letter.
I know. So not only are they not investigating their staff, they're basically trying to intimidate and basically go after people with detrimental action if they raise complaints against the Legal Services Board or their staff. So they're trying to basically silence anybody who has legitimate complaints against the Legal Services Board.
That's correct.
And they're refusing to investigate the matters themselves, and they're also trying to very aggressively threaten people from raising the matter as public criticism of the board's conduct. So it's malicious abuse of authority. So I think those are the formal and dignified ways of raising allegations of that from those matters, because it is sort of a sensitive subject, and we need to, you and we should make it clear that we're not trying to, get into salacious or tawdry stuff. What we're basically trying to do is raise the legitimate concerns that arise from Joan Jenkins' behavior in what she did, and the board's looking the other way, and effectively indicating that if it's one of their own, it doesn't matter what they're doing, and if it's other people, then they will basically bring the hammer down on every little thing, and also you can't raise the complaint against their staff anywhere else. So that's I think the relevant part. But any other thing